Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Minnesota.
This Twins and Red Sox series is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Thanks to Monday night's rainout, we have a split doubleheader here today between the Twins and the Boston Red Sox. Twins lost a tough ball game last night. Today they'll hope to pick up their 31st win of the year. 50 games in the books, and the Twins have 30 wins already on the season and are in first place in the American League Central. Phil Hughes making his second start of the year against the Red Sox, a huge advantage for the Twins in terms of experience, as the Twins for the first time will face left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez. And we've got good weather here in Boston. Dick Bramer, Bert Blyleven for the first of a split doubleheader. And the Twins would like to think that Phil Hughes' advantage, experience-wise, will pay off in the win column.
Well, one thing Phil Hughes has, he has a lot of experience against the Boston Red Sox. Of course, many years in the New York Yankee uniform, making his 17th career start. I think what we have seen Phil Hughes do as of late, especially in the month of May when he was 4-0 in 5 starts, mixing in that curveball, he has to be careful against Dustin Pedroia. 13 for 38, a 342 hitter with 3 doubles and 5 home runs. It was Pedroia who hit 2 home runs off of Phil Hughes in his last start in Minnesota. For the Boston Red Sox, Eduardo Rodriguez making just his second major league start. Oh, what a great opening start for Rodriguez against the Texas Rangers, winning that ball game. 7 2/3 innings, only 3 hits allowed.
Twins have been outstanding against left-handed starters. They'll take their first look at Rodriguez as they hope to even the series at a game apiece. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by Dodge. Come discover great deals during the Dodge Drive and Discover event. we think the precipitation has stopped. Boston area got about 2 inches of rain starting on Sunday night. Brian Dozier in the box. We're ready to go, and there's strike one. Dozier, Robinson, and Plouffe in the first 3 spots, facing left-hander Eduardo Rodriguez.
Yeah, Rodriguez making his Fenway debut here this afternoon in game 1.
1-1.
Hard throwing lefty, fastball, slider, and a changeup. Talked a little bit about his debut in Texas. Outstanding 7 2/3 innings of shutout baseball.
Chopper foul, 1-2. Twins haven't done well here in their last 4 games, scoring a total of 2 runs. They were shut out last night, lost a ball game 1-0. 1-2 to the leadoff man. And Dozier strikes out. 1 down. The Menards batting order for the Twins. As Dozier leading off, then Shane Robinson hitting second, Trevor Plouffe playing first base, Joe Mauer not in the lineup for the opening game of this double dip. Torrey Hunter, Kurt Suzuki, Eduardo Escobar, Eduardo Nunez, Aaron Hicks, and Danny Santana. Shane Robinson taking up high, ball 1.
Well, Rodriguez just making his second major league start, just 22 years old, from Venezuela, 6'2", about 210.
Hacked foul over the Boston dugout, 1-1.
Came over from the Baltimore Orioles organization last year when the Boston Red Sox traded Andrew Miller to the Orioles. Picked up Rodriguez.
Once it became apparent last year that it was going to be a lost season for the Red Sox, they had assets like Miller, and turns out the best offer they felt they could get for an awfully good relief pitcher was from the Orioles, and not an immediate payoff, with Rodriguez expected to be a fixture in their rotation. I don't even know that when they made the trade they anticipated his debut being as soon as it was this year, but here he is.
He was pitching well down in AAA.
Outside.
And the Red Sox going to a 6-man starting rotation, so opens up the door for Rodriguez.
Well, he kind of forced the issue. He pitched so well in his debut down in Texas. And Robinson takes a walk. So a strikeout, a walk. Robinson runs pretty well. He's at first, and now Trevor Plouffe. Northland Ford defense for the Red Sox. Some issues in the outfield with Hanley Ramirez adjusting to life as an outfielder. Mookie Betts pretty good in center. We've seen Rusney Castillo make some fine plays against the Twins. Brock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, Justin Pedroia, Mike Napoli, the infielders, and Sandy Holt behind the plate again. Now Plouffe. Foul back, a strike. Twins are 15-6 against left-handed starters this year. No team in baseball has faced more left-handed starting pitching than the Twins. And they faced some really good ones. Chris Sale 3 times. David Price a couple of times. There have been a few Bruce Chens mixed in here or there, but they faced the best in the league a number of times. A swing and a miss, 0-2.
Changeup right there by Rodriguez. Rodriguez down in AAA in 8 starts. He was 4-3, but an ERA under 3. 44 strikeouts and 48 1/3 innings pitched in AAA.
And Plouffe strikes out on a mid-90s fastball, 2 down.
Picks up his second strikeout. He picked up 7 strikeouts in his debut against the Rangers in 7 2/3 innings.
Right there, right down the middle of the plate, but at 95, Plouffe couldn't catch up with it. 2 down, and now Torrey Hunter. And a lob to first. Saw the Twins try to create something with a delayed steal last night, a hit and run. And a strike over the inside corner. Twins with just 3 bench players, and that means necessarily that 6 players will play both ends of this doubleheader. There goes Robinson, and the pitch fouled. Robinson looked like he had a good break, but now 0-2 to Hunter.
Yeah, Torrey currently on a 10-game hitting streak. That ties Brian Dozier for the longest hitting streak by a Twin so far this year. He's always hit very well against the Boston Red Sox. Also has hit well here at Fenway Park.
Two strikes to Hunter. And up high, 1-2. Back to the mound. And Hunter's retired. Another scoreless inning for Eduardo Rodriguez. Phil Hughes will take the mound for the Twins when we come back. John Henry before the game last night.
Is that good?
You'd like to think it would be. Been a very disappointing start for the Red Sox, who are coming off a disappointing year last year. The Menards batting order has Pedroia in the leadoff spot. Mookie Betts, David Ortiz, Hanley Ramirez, Mike Napoli, Brock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, Sandy Leon, and Rusney Castillo.
And Phil Hughes making his 11th start, his second straight against the Boston Red Sox. He defeated Boston and Rick Porcello, the game starter in game 2, 6-4 last Wednesday in Minnesota. Looking for his 5th win of the year. This is his 17th career start against the Boston Red Sox. His 8th here at Fenway Park.
His win against the Red Sox, 6 2/3 innings, 4 earned runs, all 4 runs driven in by this guy who hit a pair of 2-run home runs against Hughes at Target Field. 1 strike. And now 2 strikes.
Yeah, 13 hits and 38 at bats for Pedroia against Phil Hughes. 3 doubles, 5 home runs. That's the most home runs that Phil Hughes has allowed to a hitter.
Hughes said after the game he thought he pitched pretty well. He had a couple of mistakes he'd like to bring back against Pedroia, but of course you can't do that. Breaking ball lifted foul into the season.
I would have taken back about 430 of them.
That was the total, 430 home runs you gave up? That's a lot of home runs.
That's a lot of home runs. That's a lot of friends I made out in the stands.
Well, Hughes only gave up 16 home runs last year, and he's already given up a dozen this year. 0-2. And that's the way it goes. You leave it out even perhaps out of the strike zone, off the plate, and Pedroia pokes a single to right. Leadoff man is on before Mookie Betts comes to the plate. Let's check out the Twins in the field. Shane Robinson's turn to play in front of the Green Monster. Aaron Hicks in center, Torrey Hunter in right. With Bauer out of the lineup, Plouffe at first, Escobar sliding in at third base, Santana, Dozier up the middle, and Suzuki behind the plate.
You know, Dick, you mentioned that the Twins, have only scored 2 runs over the last 4 games here at Boston, but they have all been good games. I mean, a couple 1-0 games, and the other 2 2-1.
On the outside corner, a strike. It's just odd. It's incredibly odd that the Twins would play the Red Sox. Any team playing any team, you hold them over the course of 4 games to 6 runs, and you've lost all 4 games by 1 run. A little pop up.
I think Dan Gladden's got it. Just out of his reach.
How many times did you say that when you were on the mound and he was in left field? Just out of his reach.
Yeah, he's usually about 20 feet over his head.
And he brings his glove. Not the same one he used. I think the glove he used in games he loans now to TC. 2 strikes and a strikeout of Beck. 1 down.
And like Phil Hughes, he has thrown a total of 7 pitches, all of them strikes, picks up his first strikeout. 42 strikeouts now for Phil Hughes in 65 innings pitched.
David Ortiz will hit. Scratching out a hole in front of the batter's box, or inside the batter's box. You have to do that inside the batter's box here because this is, I believe, the only park that has the inlaid batter's box, and the base paths in the infield are also not chalk but laid in. Here's a pitch down and in, ball 1. There's what we're talking about. They freshen up the paint from time to time, but sweep off the batter's box. And I don't know whether that's a good idea or a bad idea. It does force the batters to stay in the batter's box. You can't scratch out the back line like Tony Oliva used to do all the time. Matt Lawton, as you pointed out, did that. Ortiz pulls it foul. 1-1. Ortiz off to a slow start. Twins hope to continue to pitch him and Hanley Ramirez well.
472 career home runs for David Ortiz.
High fly to center. Hicks is back and played it well. He decoyed Pedroia for a while. Butterfield's going to wave him around, and Santana tumbles, fielding the throw from Hicks.
I don't know if Aaron Hicks lost that ball, but he believed he had a chance to maybe catch it and hit off that 379 mark in that little angle down in left center.
I was watching Pedroia. It looked like he was almost ready to go back to first. And a very similar ball hit last night by Bogaerts to almost the same spot in the field.
Yeah, watch Aaron right here. He's going to play the carom, but look where this ball ends up, over by the 379 mark. So Pedroia keeping an eye on it, staying at second base, and then hustling in to score the first run of the ball game. So RBI double for Ortiz, his 10th double of the year, driving in his 19th run.
And now Ramirez. Yeah, Hicks tried to decoy Pedroia. That part of it worked, but Paul Molitor told me before the game today he wanted to review Bogaerts' double, same spot of the field last night, wondering how high up on the wall that double was, thinking that maybe Hicks had a chance to catch that one last night as well. 1 strike to Hanley Ramirez. People talk about the difficulty of playing left field here, but The other two outfield spots are very challenging too, because you've got a number of different angles out in center field. And we talked last night about how treacherous right field can be here.
A lot of room out there, but a lot of room to cover.
What makes that ball, and we've seen it twice in this series already, so tough for a center fielder. If you commit to the ball and don't make the catch, and then it hits the left field wall near the 379 sign, well, then it rolls along on the warning track to the triangle, and even David Ortiz would get at least a triple out of that.
Well, that's important to the left fielder Robinson getting over there and backing up that play. He was over there. I just think Hicks lost flight of that ball.
Ortiz will advance on the chopper to short. 2 down.
Let's take another look off the bat of David Ortiz. Aaron Hicks goes back, but where he kind of stops to decoy, the ball is way to his right. And just hit over, I believe, the 7 and the 9 mark. And you saw Robinson, the left fielder, over there to back up.
Quick run for the Red Sox. First run of the game. Here's Napoli with a runner at third and 2 out. Napoli drove one hard against the fence in left early in the ball game last night. And strike one.
Napoli 6 hits and 18 at bats against Phil Hughes with a couple home runs. And Hughes 15 pitches, 13 strikes.
That's hit hard to the corner, but foul.
Hughes making his 8th start here at Fenway Park, his 12th game overall. He pitched out of the bullpen for the Yankees. 3 wins, 5 losses, an ERA at 5.77 here at Fenway Park.
Oh, 2. 17 pitches, 14 strikes for Hughes, but 1 run on the board already.
16-game winner last year for the Twins. 209 2/3 innings pitched for Phil in 32 starts.
Called third strike. Napoli thought it was inside. Drops the bat. The Red Sox get a pair of hits in the game's first run.
Second inning here at Fenway Park. We have some news regarding the Twins starting rotation tomorrow. Tommy Malone will be called up from AAA Rochester to make the start tomorrow. The Twins have yet to decide on a corresponding roster move. It'll all depend on how Ricky Nolasco's side session goes tomorrow and whether or not he's able to avoid the disabled list. So that means Kyle Gibson is pushed back to Friday. He'll take on the Milwaukee Brewers. Saturday's starter still TBD, again, based on how Ricky Nolasco is feeling. And Paul Molitor said, guys, that they will be monitoring that bullpen session very closely to really make sure Nolasco is back to normal before they try to run him out there on Saturday.
Well, thank you, Jamie. The word that the manager used was they want Ricky Nolasco to be transparent in how his foot and ankle feels during his bullpen session. Nolasco talked his way into staying in the game when he ended up coming out early at Target Field the other day, but that's not what they want here, because unless they're convinced he's pain-free, going to be able to go about his business normally, they want him to alert them so they can make a roster move. This ball hit to center, and Betts hardly has to move. One down. Suzuki retired.
And it's right ankle too. That's the one that you push off that pitching rubber. So you want to make sure that that is good and solid and feels well.
And they noticed after he had the first visit to the mound that Nolasco was changing his mechanics because he couldn't push off properly. And of course you don't want that for fear of suffering a more serious injury on your arm, shoulder, or elbow. Here's Eduardo Escobar facing Eduardo Rodriguez. Strike one. Both pitchers throwing a lot of strikes.
Yeah, three Eduardos here in the lineups tonight. One pitching, two in the Twins lineup.
2 strikes.
Eduardo Nunez on deck.
Getting a start at third base, and it was a reluctant move for Paul Molitor. He said he really hates to take Trevor off of third base the way he's playing there defensively. 2 down.
Already strikeout number 3 for Rodriguez.
Today's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light, and they are cold and they are hard. Just 2 runs scored here in 4 games, a 117 batting average, only 14 hits, and a lot of strikeouts. 2 down. Here's Nunez. Nunez, the designated hitter. On the ground, right to Pedroia. Couple of hitless innings for Eduardo Rodriguez and a quick 1-0 lead. Last night's starter Mike Pelfrey will join us from the dugout area when we come back. Coming up, Brock Holt, Xander Bogaerts, Sandy Leone batting for Boston. Phil Hughes on the mound this afternoon. Mike Pelfrey was on the mound last night. Another good start for Mike, and Mike's kind enough to join us from the Twins dugout. Mike, you must feel awfully good about how this third season with the Twins has progressed so far this year.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way things have been going. Obviously, there's a lot of baseball left, and really, I'm happy to be healthy and contribute, and so helping the guys out.
Yeah, I think that's a key word. It really shows that you're healthy. The first 2 years I know was frustrating for coming off the Tommy John surgery and other surgery on your elbow, but you've worked your tail end off to get back to where you are right now, have you not?
Yeah, I have. It's been up until 2012. I'd never had any kind of injury, and it's obviously very frustrating when that happens, and you're as a competitor, you just want to pitch, and when you get that kind of taken away from you, it stinks, and obviously there was a lot of hard work to come back and get involved, and these trainers did a good job and helping me do that.
Robinson doing a good job of cutting off that ball and keeping Bogaerts to a single.
Hey, Mike, we've talked up here about the addition of a split finger pitch has been instrumental to your success this year, but how new of a pitch is that actually for you? Did you ever tinker with it before?
Well, yeah, I had a little split finger, change up before, and I remember in spring training I asked, Eddie Guardado, because I knew that he had a little, fork ball, and I said, hey, Eddie, what do you think of this? He goes, show me how you hold it. I showed him. He said, that's not going to work. I said, well, it's worked for about 4 years now. And he goes, that's not going to be good enough. And I said, all right, what do you got, And he showed me this little grip. It's almost more like a little forkball kind of, and a little wider grip. And it's been a lot slower. And I think the number one thing, for my success is health is first off. And then second, I would definitely say is the split finger. But it's been a huge pitch for me.
Well, you've always had good control, and it seems like that splitter, you threw one last night that was, I don't know who you struck out, but boy, that thing just dropped.
Yeah, I think that was to Pedroia, and I think, there's times where, I kind of fight myself I kind of throw it too hard, and I kind of need to back off and let that thing work and kind of fork up there, but when I throw it a little bit too hard sometimes, then it'll kind of flatten out and stuff. But it always has that little run or movement, but when I back off a little bit, it has that bite down to it.
Hey, how'd you sleep last night? I read where sometimes after a ball game you have a tough time sleeping, but last night tough loss. You sleep okay?
I did not. I usually when things go good, I don't sleep very well. And I knew last night that it was going to eat at me, so I was up at 3, then I got back up at 6, and just a rough night. But I'm going to try to find a pillow in between these games.
Probably had nightmares about being flicked with sunflower seeds during a TV interview, right?
Yeah, Perkins and their Gibson, they're getting me over here.
Well, it's got to be fun for you, too, not only to be healthy, not only to be pitching well, but this Twins team in first place to the surprise of some. But I sense a very positive vibe coming out of that clubhouse these days. Yeah,
this is my third year here, and this is by far, the best it's been. Whether it's, Molitor or Neil Allen or, Torrey Hunter, this atmosphere is completely different. Eddie Guardado is probably another guy in there, making guys laugh and keeping it loose. But it's awesome, and I think we get to a point now that, we show up to the park every day and we expect to win. And when that doesn't happen, there's disappointment, where I think, when you lose 90-something games, it gets to a point like you lose. And I think the last couple of years, it's like, hey, it's not a big deal, But now, whenever time it happens, guys are disappointed and guys are upset, and it's just a good thing to be a part of.
Well, Mike, I know you're one of the guys that likes to keep it loose, too, and when you're not able to perform like you did the last couple of years, it's got to be fun for you to be in the clubhouse and feel like you're part of that team.
No, yeah, and it's frustrating. And, when you're hurt a lot, you don't really feel like you're part of the team.
Yeah.
But
all right, well, enjoy the seeds, and thanks for the interview.
Try eating some of them.
All right, I will. See you guys.
he took from the dugout during our interview. Aaron Hicks will lead off the third, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Hicks, Santana, and Dozier. Twins have yet to get a hit against Eduardo Rodriguez.
Well, both starters attacking the strike zone. 6 of 8 first pitch strikes for Rodriguez.
And a lot of at bats with an 0-2 count for both pitchers. Hicks has one now. Twins need a win here in Boston to win the season series, something they've not done against Boston since the 06 season. And outside, 1-2. First split doubleheader of the year for the Twins. Last year they played 5 of them and lost both ends 3 times. They won both ends of a split doubleheader at home against Toronto. And this is where the split doubleheader began. Used to be just the Red Sox were able to schedule split doubleheaders because of the small capacity here. Swing and a miss, and another strikeout. 4 strikeouts already for Eduardo Rodriguez. Last night, Clay Buchholz was a T-Mobile game changer against the Twins. He picked up 8 strikeouts in 8 very impressive innings.
Yeah, very, very good job by Buchholz. Only 3 hits allowed, a couple walks. For Buchholz, won his 3rd game of the year, but he has been pitching a lot better than his numbers have shown. 3 and 6, but a very good earned run average.
Yeah, slow start, and his last 4 starts have been really good. 2 of them against the Twins. 1 strike to Santana. And again, an 0-2 count.
Yeah, 9 batters faced, and 5 of the 9, Rodriguez has been able to get ahead 0-2.
Santana hitting a little bit better from this side of the plate than from the left side of the plate. And he goes down on 3 pitches. 2 down, and now Brian Dozier.
Rodriguez struck out 7 in his major league debut in Arlington in 7 2/3 innings. Like a changeup right here. Santana swinging at a pitch out of the strike zone.
You can see Leon tapping his glove on the dirt. He wanted it in the dirt. Here's Dozier. Strike 1. Very good major league debut against a lineup that was really doing well, still is. The Texas Rangers scoring a lot of runs these days, and Rodriguez completely shut them down. The only win the Red Sox got on their road trip was the Rodriguez start in Texas. A drive to left, deep down the line, gone, a home run for Brian Dozier. Dozier with a home run to tie the game, his 10th of the year.
Boy, that was a line shot right down that left field line. You're hoping it would stay fair. Just getting over the green monster. So the Twins tie the game at 1 apiece thanks to Dozier's 10th home run of the year. Fastball that came in. You can see Leon wanted that pitch away. And Brian hitting a line drive shot. That ties the game.
And now Shane Robinson. Check swing foul.
First run that Rodriguez has allowed, this being again is just his 2nd major league start.
Another foul. 2 strikes. Didn't take long to get out of here.
No, it did not. Quick bat of Brian Dozier. And even quicker off his bat is that line drive home run.
And Robinson strikes out. So 3 strikeouts in the inning, and the strikeouts were pretty quick. But almost quicker was the Dozier home run to tie it up. Presented by Century Link, your link to what's next. By NorthlandFord.com and your local Northland Ford dealer. And by Grand Casino. The best stories start here. Brian Dozier home run, putting the Twins on the board for the first time in this series. Dustin Pedroia scored in the first inning for the Red Sox. We're even up at 1, and Pedroia jumps on the first pitch. Hughes can't get him out. Yep. Holding him at least to singles here today. A leadoff hit again in the third.
Yeah, 15 for 40 now is Pedroia against Phil Hughes. Jumping on that first fastball, which Phil normally does. He'll challenge you. And that ball stayed about belt high. Pedroia, pretty much a first ball fastball hitter, got that fastball and lined it into left.
It's a lot like Rodriguez throwing a pitch to Dozier. The target down and away. It was left over the middle of the plate inside. Here's Mookie Betts, struck out in the first. Pedroia on the first pitch takes off on a hit and run. One of the problems for the Red Sox, and they've got more than one, but it has been run scoring, and so we see John Farrell trying to start runners and do a little bit more running than maybe we've seen in the past because they're trying to create something offensively. One strike to Betts. And now a ball. Looking at Brian Butterfield, the third base coach.
And Pedroia at first base has attempted only 2 stolen bases. He's been successful in 1.
Even in being shut out last night, the Twins are 7th in the league in runs scored. The Red Sox 13th. Only Seattle and the White Sox scoring fewer runs than the Red Sox. Swing and a miss, and Suzuki bumps into Betts, and the batter will be called out, and Pedroia will go back to first. Betts and his follow through stood right on top of home plate, and Suzuki followed through with the throw. We saw this play in the homestand, and no issue from the Boston dugout at all on this.
That's when Russell Martin made contact with, I believe it was Eduardo Nunez.
Yes. And all Suzuki has to do is complete the play. And everybody pointing at Betts. He's out, 2 unassisted. And Pedroia returned to first base. 1 down. Ortiz doubled off the center field fence his first time in, up, and Pedroia scored. Flip foul. Red Sox in last place in the division, but 6 games below 500, only 4.5 games out, and a half game out of third place in the division. Baltimore 4 out, Toronto 4 out, and Boston another half game back. And Ortiz is getting some good swings against Hughes. Struggling generally, but I suppose familiarity, one of the things that the Red Sox have going for them against Phil Hughes.
Yeah, Ortiz 11 hits in 33 at bats against Hughes. Couple home runs.
Now with 2 strikes, Twins swing Santana to the right field side of second base. Fly ball left field. Retreating is Robinson. Feeling for the wall, and it's off the wall. Hicks picks up the carom, and he'll get it back in. And Ortiz again hitting it just high enough up on the wall to get a double.
Yeah, David Ortiz has that swing that he can utilize that short wall, that monster out there.
That's a pop-up.
Just a pop-up and 310 feet down that left field line. Robinson goes back just out of his reach. And it's the center fielder Hicks that has to retrieve that ball in. So a couple doubles for Ortiz in this ball game against Phil Hughes.
Second and third, one down, and now Hanley Ramirez bounced to short. Twins are playing the infield back here. Strike one. In a similar situation last night, the Twins played the infield back until there were 2 strikes. Then they brought the infield in, and that saved them a run at the time because Ramirez hit a bouncer to short and no run scored. So we'll see if Phil Hughes can get ahead 2 strikes and whether that changes what the Twins do in the infield. Lace to right, a base hit. Pedroia scores. The Red Sox are back in front. And Ortiz checks in at third. 3 hits in the inning. And the Red Sox are back in front.
Ramirez picks up a RBI, his 28th of the year. Got a fastball away and just went that way. Lined it into right field. Pedroia scores for the second time in a ball game. It's a 2-1 lead as Ortiz stops at third.
6 early hits for the Red Sox against Hughes in 13 plate appearances. Here's Napoli, called out on strikes, his first time up. Hughes has ended each of the first 2 innings with a called third strike, using that front door cutter to a right-handed batter, and in each case Mike Winters has called it a strike.
Well, you're thinking maybe double play right here, but Phil Hughes has had only 3 double plays turned behind him, mainly a fly ball pitcher. And Napoli has that uppercut swing like that.
Fly ball, short right field. Hunter coming in. And Ortiz isn't going anywhere. He doesn't even bother bluffing. 2 down. And that'll bring up Brock Holt. You can travel to Target Field in style aboard the Fox Sports North Fan Express bus. This VIP experience is free for fans who purchase the Fan Express ticket package for select Twins home games. Visit foxsportsnorth.com. Click on the Fox Sports North Fan Express banner to ride. Here's Holt. Bounce to Dozier, his first time up. Missing inside, ball 1.
Holt, 26 years old, in his 3rd season with the Red Sox. Came up with the Pirates in 2012, then traded over to Boston.
Getting a chance to play back in the infield. We've seen him primarily in the outfield. He's really evolved as a super utility player. Can play the 3 outfield spots, can be moved around the infield, in at third base for Sandoval in the afternoon game here. 1-1 from Hughes to Holt. To center, hit hard, but Hicks is there. A liner and 3 hits in the inning. The Red Sox are back in front. The Twins will start their 4th inning with Trevor Plouffe leading things off. Trevor Plouffe leading off the Twins' 4th inning. And he takes strike one. Twins would like to get Rodriguez into the stretch here. He's only had to pitch out of the stretch in the 1st inning after Robinson drew a 1-out walk. 1-1. 3, 4, and 5 batters, and today that's Plouffe, Hunter, and Suzuki. Two and 1. Twins would like to be able to beef up the middle of their lineup a little bit, and that might involve one of 2 players. There's a ball hit to right center field. Hit well. Betts going back, but he's there in the gap to gather it in. 1 away. Twins started the year with Oswaldo Arcia and Kenny Vargas on the roster. They're both in Rochester, and the issue right now is getting the Red Wings to play games. They haven't played a game since Saturday. And in the case of Arcia, he's on a 20-day rehab assignment, struggling at the plate, and it looks like he needs as many at-bats as he can get. But it is a 20-day rehab assignment, not a 20-game rehab assignment. So it's lost time for a guy who looks like he might need some at-bats to get his swing back. 2 strikes to Hunter. Twins adding a pitcher, Michael Tonkin, for the split doubleheader. Red Sox also adding a pitcher, left-hander Robbie Ross. 1-2 to Eduardo Rodriguez. Fouled back.
Can only go off minor league numbers. 6 minor league seasons for Rodriguez with the Orioles and the Red Sox. 100 minor league starts.
Popped up.
He was a strikeout pitcher in the minor leagues, and he's brought that here with him. Averaging just under 3 walks per 9 innings in the minor leagues, averaging 8 strikeouts per 9 innings.
And the Red Sox traded Andrew Miller, who's now part of a 1-2 punch at the end of games for the Yankees with Dellin Betances outside. And the Yankees are leading the division by a game over Tampa Bay. Kurt Suzuki on deck. 2-2 to Torrey Hunter. Between Gene Glynn and the line. Now here goes another one. See who gets the next ball.
Well, ball girl placed perfectly.
It looked like the young boy gave the ball, the souvenir, to his sister. Now, would you ever, in your wildest dreams, if you had gotten a baseball at a baseball game, given it to your sister?
I had 4 sisters. No way.
Bobbled by Napoli, and he recovers and out at first, and that might be reviewed.
You see it, Torrey. He's going to hang around first base.
Pointing immediately into the Twins dugout, and it looks like the Twins might challenge this. Nope. So Torrey is retired. Out number 2.
Yeah, Napoli just knocking this ball down. You see he's playing off the line. And then bare hands it, flips it to the pitcher, Rodriguez covering. And Torrey right there. He is out.
Yeah. 2 down, and now Kurt Suzuki. Paul was talking about that a week or so ago, about how you, with replay now evolving and everybody's adjusting to it. And for the most part, we've adjusted past tense to it. You can't go by the player's reaction anymore because they'll tell you they're safe all the time. You've got to rely more and more on your video guy to give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Suzuki takes a strike, 1-1.
And that has to be quick, too. I know Sean Harlan down there. I mean, you have to be right there. You have to be right on it. Joe Vavra right there. He was right near the phone. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Well, and we're, of course, very conscious of the pace of play, trying to speed things up. Just think how this situation was handled, where last year the manager, this Twins case, it would have been Ron Gardenhire, would have come out, started walking out, and then he had to, face the video guy and pose with the umpire for however long it took. Ball flopped into short right field, and Pedroia out to make the catch. 1-2-3, fourth inning, and the Red Sox still lead it 2-1. By the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. And now the road ahead, also presented by Chrysler. Night game tonight at the standard time, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, and then a mid-afternoon game tomorrow. Then another homestand starts Friday night against the Brewers.
Now, you will be with us tomorrow. I believe Anthony LaPanta is sitting in your seat. But congratulations to your daughter, Hannah.
Yes, a very important game for the Twins tomorrow, but I have something far more important to attend to.
Yes,
so we will thank Anthony LaPanta in advance for flying all the way out here to Boston and eating a lobster dinner tonight, and then taking over the play-by-play chair tomorrow. 2-1, Boston in front.
The most important thing is congratulations, Hannah.
Another leadoff single, this time by Bogaerts. He's 2 for 2 against Phil Hughes.
A couple hitters, Ramirez did the same thing when he picked up the RBI single. Fastball away, went with it. Bogaerts right there, fastball away, took it to right field. Bogaerts has been swinging a good bat as of late.
Pedroia 2 for 2, Ortiz 2 for 2, Bogaerts 2 for 2. And here's Sandy Leon. And Bogaerts, one of the Red Sox players that'll do some base running and stealing.
Yeah, there's 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts for Bogaerts. Red Sox with 21 stolen bases in 27 attempts.
The bunt, and Suzuki makes the play. The sacrifice complete, sending Bogaerts to second. Eventually, the Twins will find their way to Texas on the next road trip, and it doesn't look like Adrian Beltre will be able to play. The Sanford Health injury report: Beltre sprained his left thumb on a feet-first slide into second base, and he's on the shelf for a while. A guy that many people think is a future Hall of Famer, replaced by Bryce Harper's childhood buddy, Joey Gallo, who had a big night last night. Rusney Castillo takes up an in-ball 1.
Yeah, the Rangers expect Gallo to be a big part of their offense.
And the Rangers 2 games above the 500 mark, trying to put together a little run on the Astros. Just a half game behind the Angels. The Rangers are a half game behind the Angels. But the Astros have won a couple in a row.
Great story down in Houston. They're 33-20. 5-game lead over the Angels.
1-1. On the outside corner, 1-2. It was Castillo who drove in the lone run of the game last night, fouling some pitches off and eventually singling up the middle. The Red Sox haven't announced anything to my knowledge yet, but there are reports that they've acquired Alejandro De Aza from the Orioles. There's a called third strike with that front door cutter again.
Second time that Castillo has struck out against Hughes, and Phil picking up his 4th strikeout.
You can hit the sweet spot all season long at Target Field. The Sweet Spot program is a unique set of benefits and experiences exclusive to season ticket holders. Benefits range from pregame field passes, bobblehead dolls, taking batting practice on the field, raising the Twins territory flag. Benefits are reserved exclusively for Twins full season 40 and 20 game plan holders. 833-TWINS the number to call, or twinsbaseball.com for more info. Here's Pedroia taking a strike on the outside corner.
Yeah, good battle right here. Now you got a runner at second base, 2 outs, and Pedroia has pretty much owned Phil Hughes. Phil getting ahead with the fastball away.
Fouled back.
We left the breaking ball up, and Pedroia fouled it straight back. Now ahead in the count. Pedroia in his 10th season with the Red Sox. American League MVP back in 2008. Career .299 hitter coming into this year.
Old foul. And even Pedroia has had some blame placed at his feet, not so much offensively, but defensively. 5 errors already. He committed just 2 errors all of last year, and Red Sox have not done a lot of things well so far this year, but they will rely on the likes of Pedroia and Napoli and Ortiz to get back above the 500 mark if they make it. 2 strikes from Hughes, and the pitch fouled away. You just don't get a sense, at least I don't, that Pedroia is going to swing and miss. He's swinging the bat very confidently against Phil Hughes.
Well, we talked earlier about that batter's box and the chalk and everything. Pedroia, you can see he stands as far back as he can in that batter's box.
Blocked by Suzuki. 1-2.
You know, sometimes when you have a hitter that has some success against you, you ask that hitter, they just see the ball as soon as it comes out of your hand. There are certain hitters that just see you better than other hitters. And by the numbers, Pedroia sees Phil Hughes as soon as he releases that ball. Even that last pitch, pretty good breaking ball, good location, but Pedroia did not even attempt to maybe check swing on that breaking ball.
53 pitches for Hughes, and seemingly every one of them from the stretch. Another hit for Pedroia, and it'll be an RBI hit. It's 3-1.
Well, he laid off the breaking ball and then jumped on that high fastball, picking up his 22nd RBI on his 3rd hit of the ball game, and it's a 3-1 ball game.
So Pedroia scored 2 runs, and now he drives one in with his 3rd hit of the game.
Suzuki wanting that pitch down, but the ball left up, and Pedroia slapping it sharply into right center.
I suppose there's some of that too, that, you know, somebody's swinging the bat well against you and you mislocate more against those guys than you do a Rusney Castillo or somebody like that. 1-0 now to Betts. Two home runs at Target Field last week, and now 3 meaningful singles for Pedroia. And a strike called. Betts struck out swinging in the first and then was called for batter's interference when Pedroia took off for second. Suzuki bumped into him with Betts draped across the plate. Just off the corner. Red Sox got a leadoff single from Pedroia, and Hughes spent the rest of that inning pitching from the stretch. Hughes got Holt to start the second, but then Bogaerts singled, and Hughes spent the rest of the inning pitching from the stretch. Pedroia with a leadoff single in the third. And now Bogaerts with a leadoff single here in the fourth. And Hughes has had a tough time getting into any kind of a rhythm. Hasn't pitched from the windup hardly at all. Over the Boston dugout. 8 hits for Boston. So far 3 runs.
58 pitches for Hughes, 47 strikes, 80% strike thrower.
Can you throw too many strikes?
I think you can. Sometimes you got to brush that hitter back, open up the outside part of the plate.
Had that front door cutter. That time didn't get the call.
See a little movement on that cutter, and that's something that Phil has been off and on in April. He had a tough time with that little cutter in May. A little better success, working in that curveball a little bit more. There's fastball in that walks Betts to get to Ortiz, who's already had a couple doubles off of him. First walk of the ball game for either pitcher. Excuse me, for Hughes. Rodriguez has a walk.
And Ortiz has hit 2 fly balls here at Fenway, just far enough to go for doubles. One over the head of Hicks, the other one over the head of Robinson. And now a line shot. What a pickup by Danny Santana. Wow.
David Ortiz throws his hands up. You can't hit it any harder.
Ortiz hit that ball so much harder than either one of the doubles. And Santana made a great play to end the inning. Under my umbrella, saw a lot of Twins fans here in Boston for this series, and those were our Pepsi fans of the game. Eduardo Escobar leading off the Twins' fifth. And we talked in the last half inning about how Phil Hughes has thrown almost exclusively from the stretch. Rodriguez has thrown almost exclusively from the windup. Twins got their run on a solo home run by Dozier, and Rodriguez walked Robinson with one out in the first, and that's been it. And a lot of quick two-strike counts for these Twins hitters.
Yeah, that's 8 right now that Rodriguez has had an 0-2 count against. Six strikeouts already. Young lefty working quickly.
1-2 to Eduardo Escobar, then Eduardo Nunez. And at the knees, a called third strike. All the other strikeouts have been swinging strikeouts.
Strikeout number 7.
Another Eduardo in the box. We bring you another Carsoup.com trivia question. Who holds the Red Sox single game record for strikeouts by a rookie pitcher? Clemens got 20, but it was after his rookie season, I believe. Over the inside corner, strike one. Strike two. Nunez hit a ground ball to Pedroia his first time up. Line to left, and Ramirez takes a couple of steps, makes the catch out number 2. Ball hit very hard to left field for the second out of the inning.
That was a rocket right there, but Ramirez just going to his right, able to get that ball in his glove very quickly.
2 down, and Aaron Hicks the batter. There's the Northland Ford defense. Ramirez with the catch in left. Betts is in center. Castillo in right. Holt, Bogarts, Pedroia, Napoli. And Leon back behind the plate. Strike one to Hicks. Leon, particularly with Clay Buchholz, has done a really good job working with the right-hander. This hit to right center field. And Castillo runs in to make the catch. Another 1, 2, 3 innings, 7 in a row set down by Rodriguez after the Dozier home run. 3-1 Boston. Hanley Ramirez leading it off against Phil Hughes. Breaking ball down and away. Ball 1.
Hughes starting his 5th inning. 8 hits for the Red Sox. 3 runs on the board. Ramirez with an RBI single in his last at bat. Drove in Pedroia in the 3rd inning.
And a drive to center, a base hit. And Ramirez has another leadoff hit. And here goes Phil Hughes back into the stretch again.
Twin fans, don't forget at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. You may find yourself in a Minnesota Lottery winner's circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
Napoli will hit. Napoli 0 for 2, called out on strikes in the 1st. Hit a fly ball to Hunter in the 3rd. When we showed you the graphic about Hughes not enjoying the month of April, at least not winning a ball game, and then in May 4-0 with essentially the same earned run average, it does point out that this starting pitching business is a bit fickle when it comes to wins and losses. You can pitch really well and not have much to show for it, and you can get cuffed around a little bit and still pick up a W.
Well, like Mike Pelfrey did last night. Great outing, but he ended up losing 1-0.
Who wants it?
Dozier.
1 down.
Well, Phil Hughes in the month of April only had 4 runs of run support in his 4 losses, but in his 4 wins in May, 24 runs of support. And you see the earned run average pretty much the same. Innings pitched the same. He doesn't walk anybody.
No, I know you had 287 of them, but it does, I mean, the new math in baseball diminishes the value of a win because of what we just showed you with Phil Hughes, where that a 1-loss record might not be the best indicator of value or the effectiveness of a starting pitcher.
The most important thing for a starting pitcher, you can't control, what your team's going to get you that day.
Right.
But keep your club in the game. That's what Pelfrey did last night. I mean, 6 shutout innings. He gave up a run in the 7th inning. But he kept the club in the game, and that's all you want out of your starter. You'd like to always get runs. That'd be nice like Phil got in the month of May. But right now it's a 3-1 ball game. Don't give up any more.
We saw that play out in the Cy Young voting a few years ago when Felix Hernandez won the Cy Young with, was it 12 or 13 wins?
Zach Greinke the previous year, remember? You can't control that, but what you can control is the amount of runs you give up.
1-1. 1-2.
One thing Phil will give you, and he gave it to the Twins last year, is innings. In today's game, give me 6 or better innings. And Phil was able to do that last year. He's able to do it again this year. Every start he's worked at least 6 innings, except for that start in Detroit when he left with that right hip flexor strain. Other than that, it's 6 innings, 7, 8 here or there.
1-2 to Holt. 2-2.
And that saves the bullpen. Believe me, when relievers come to the ballpark and they see Phil Hughes is pitching, he'll get deep into the ball game. So you go in thinking, well, maybe we'll only need a couple relievers. You don't need 4 or 5. And that's what the staff has really done a good job of all season long. All 5 or 6 starters that have been in that rotation have worked deep into ball games.
Suzuki held it for a while, didn't get the call. 3-2 to Holt. The staff ERA has been reduced by about, a little more than a run from last year. In the case of Hughes, though, his ERA has gone up by about a run from last year.
He's given up 12 home runs, and that's unlike Hughes, who only gave up 16 last year.
Full count. The pitch fouled away. Ramirez not taking off from first base. Another 3-2 pitch coming. Hughes with 1 walk already. He walked Betts last inning. And now Ramirez takes off on the pitch line to left. Ramirez checks in at second base. So another hit for the Red Sox. First and second, one down. Join us Friday night as the Twins take on the Brewers, presented by CenturyLink, and stay after the game for fireworks. Fireworks Friday in effect on Friday. Visit twinsbaseball.com for tickets and more info. It still feels like spring here in Boston, but checking the weather forecast for the homestand, it's going to feel like summer at Target Field. So should be a fun night Friday.
Well, one thing, looking up Hughes' home runs allowed, now 8 of the 12 have been solo home runs. The other 4 2-run home runs.
Bogaerts fouls it back. One strike. In 2012, Hughes fixture in the Yankee rotation. 191 innings, and he gave up 35 home runs, and cut the home runs down in diminished innings 24 2 years ago. And Hughes thought that was at the knees, and instead it's 1-1, and just the 16 home runs last year. Big spot here for Hughes, already down a couple of runs, 2 runners aboard, and the runners take off. Suzuki's throw to third. Safe, and Ramirez keeping a foot on the bag. So a double steal for the Red Sox.
Yeah, Hughes not paying much attention to the base runners, and they both take off. Ramirez stealing his third base. Right behind him, Holt going from first to second, his second stolen base. So a double steal right here. And Suzuki's good strong throw, but Ramirez able to slide in feet first.
You can see he slid through the foot of Escobar. Well, I guess he went straight to the bag. Infield in now. And the count 2-1 to Bogaerts, who already has a pair of singles against Hughes. 3-1. Sandy Leone on deck.
Yeah, you want to be very careful here. Like I said, Bogaerts been swinging a very good bat as of late.
Base hit to center. Ramirez scores. Holt behind him, and the Red Sox lead it 5-1. Pedroia with 3 hits, and now Bogaerts with 3 singles, and the Red Sox with 11 hits in 4 1/3 innings against Phil Hughes.
Yeah, too good a pitch. You had first base open right there, and he looked like a little cutter that just stayed up. And Bogaerts driving in his 18th and 19th runs of the year. Not fastball. That stayed up. Bogaerts right back up the middle. And Paul Molitor is coming out, and we'll have a pitching change.
Phil Hughes leaving a lot of pitches up and away from Suzuki's target, paying the price for it. 1 walk and 11 hits in 4 1/3 innings. He'll be excused with the Twins down 5-1.
Shortest outing of the year for Phil Hughes.
Twins had a great month of May because the bullpen was really good, particularly in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, a lot of good arms out there. Very good earned run average in 35 and a third innings. Only 8 earned runs allowed by the bullpen. They come in with a combined earned run average at 3.23. 8 and 6 out of the bullpen. And it'll be Ryan Presley coming in for his 14th appearance.
Former Red Sox minor leaguer coming in to pitch against the Red Sox. First pitch up high to Sandy Leon.
Yeah, 14 strikeouts in 13 and 2/3 innings. 10 hits allowed for Presley. 6 walks.
Popped up center field. Hicks with the call and the catch. 2 down. Now the Twins again adding Michael Tonkin for today's split doubleheader. Teams can do that now. In fact, the umpires can add an umpire for a split doubleheader. We've got Ben May as the first base umpire for today's game. Enter now for a chance to win a trip to the MLB All-Star Game on Fox for you and 3 of your friends. It's in Cincinnati this year. Upload 2 photos at foxsports.com/fantastic all-star now through June 3rd. Swing and a miss. 1 strike. Twins will be in Cincinnati a couple weeks before the All-Star Game. I'm sure ballpark there will be all decked out or prepared for the All-Star Game. Dribbler, foul, 2 strikes. Twins adding Michael Tonkin for this split doubleheader and actually carrying 14 pitchers now. Tonkin necessarily has to be sent back to Rochester. You have to send back the player you called up.
A nice reaction by Plouffe right there on that high throw to first.
On the ground, Santana has it, and now Dozier has it, and that ends the inning. 3 hits, 2 more runs for the Red Sox. You're watching the Twins and Red Sox, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Eduardo Rodriguez has given up just 1 run. Brian Dozier's solo home run with 2 outs in the 3rd. And that is the only hit the Twins have had against him today.
Only 4 hits. He only gave up 3 hits to the Rangers.
Strike 1 to Danny Santana. Struck out on 3 pitches in the 3rd. Toward the hole. It'll be a tough play for Bogaerts.
No chance.
Santana beats it out, a leadoff single, and finally we'll get a chance to see Rodriguez pitch from the stretch.
Great effort by Bogaerts, but with Santana's speed. And Eduardo Rodriguez here today, 7 strikeouts. He had 7 strikeouts in his major league debut against the Rangers in 7 2/3 innings. Throwing a good fastball, a hard breaking ball, good changeup.
And now Brian Dozier, who hit a rocket into the monster seats down the left field line, just barely inside the foul pole. We talked last night about the right field pole here, called the pesky pole. Why on earth do they not call the left field pole the Fisk pole?
Good question.
That home run, far more famous than the one that Johnny Pesky said he hit inside the right field pole. The home run that won Game 6 of the '75 World Series, 1-1.
Yeah, but the pesky pole just sounds good.
It's alliterative. Yeah, but
the Fisk pole just doesn't have a ring to it. And plus, they ended up losing the next game anyway.
I know. The Pudge pole. You could go with that because that was his nickname.
Yeah, that's better.
That gets away from the catcher Leone, and Santana will go to second. Well, the Twins have lost the first half of this game, but I'd like to think they could build something together here against Rodriguez and get into the bullpen and continue a comeback here. Crooked numbers have not been an issue for the Twins, scoring them in the first 50 games of the year. But just here in Fenway Park, there hasn't been much offense. Inside, 3-1.
Rodriguez with 1 walk. That was Robinson in the first inning.
And now pitching from the stretch for the first time since that first inning. A walk will put runners at first and second. We've seen a wild pitch, seen a walk to Dozier, and now Robinson comes up with 2 men aboard and nobody out. Robinson walked in the first, struck out in the third. Mike Winters clapping his hands, trying to move things along here. Expect Twin Cities native Mark Wegner to have the plate in the nightcap tonight. Big at bat for Robinson. Twins down by 4. The makings of something here in the 6th inning. First and second, nobody out. Robinson with a foul, 1 strike.
Robinson with a couple doubles on the year. He's driven 8 runs.
Fouled over in the Twins dugout. Got somebody. Got Torrey in the back of the right leg, it looked like.
Rub it out.
And right now Robinson getting a little abuse from the distance of the Twins dugout. 2 strikes. Robinson with 3 fouls in this at bat. See Torrey smile so often, but this looks more like a grimace.
He was standing there because he was getting ready to get on the on-deck circle.
There's the smile. Fouled away. Good to see the sunshine here. We've had very rainy weather throughout the homestand and haven't had a game interrupted by rain, but 3 delays and Monday's postponement. 2 strikes. And another emergency foul. Generally, when you have these split doubleheaders, teams don't take batting practice. The Twins elected to take batting practice because they haven't had much time on the field for batting practice, being limited to cage work almost exclusively for the last week and a half because of weather. Robinson hanging tough at 0-2. Just foul. He's gaining on him.
Well, he's had a good at bat. He's fought out some pretty good pitches.
Four 2-strike fouls, and the count's still 0-2. Five 2-strike fouls. Making Rodriguez work from the stretch here. And Rodriguez will try it again on 0-2. Eight fouls in this at bat. Robinson has stepped into the box and started swinging from the moment he stepped in. He's fouled 8 pitches off.
Rodriguez throwing strikes, and Robinson just keeps fouling them off.
And now 1 out of the strike zone. Red Sox have already been in the field longer here in the 6th inning than I think the first 5 innings combined. And now 2-2.
Good take right there.
Foul number 9. The inning started with an infield hit, and then Rodriguez struggled with his control, uncorking a wild pitch, eventually walking Dozier. Robinson started this at bat with a foul against Torrey Hunter's backside. And a weak little pop-up to short left. And after 9 foul balls, a ball put in play by Robinson, 1 away.
Yeah, good at bat by Robinson, but it's Rodriguez that won the battle.
And now Plouffe, struck out in the first, lined out to Betts in center field in the 4th. Twins need a jolt here. It's been a very quiet series so far with only the Dozier home run. They need an extra base hit here to get a little momentum built here.
We'll be ready for that fastball.
Foul, 1 strike. That's something other than the fastball.
A changeup.
Guy pitches from the third base side of the rubber. He throws in the mid-90s and his changeup's at 85. If he can back it off to 74 miles per hour, he'd be a outsized version of Johan Santana. Dribbled, fouled. Now Plouffe is there with 2 strikes.
Two straight changeups to Plouffe. 87 pitches, 65 strikes for the young 22-year-old, making just his second major league debut. The second major league start in his first debut here at Fenway Park.
And 3 fouls in the Plouffe at bat. And Hunter on deck. Oh, and 2 to Plouffe. Down the left field line, but foul. So in the last 2 plate appearances, there have been 13 foul balls. No swings and misses. Great way to start her summer. Oh, and 2 again to Plouffe. Roller to second. Out there. Safe at first. Torrey Hunter was remarking during batting practice today about the thickness of the grass here. Thought he hit a couple of balls pretty hard into the grass, and it just swallowed up the baseball, and that might have kept the Red Sox from turning a double play here.
A little bit off the end of the bat, and you can see the spin of the ball, but also very slow ground ball, and Trevor Plouffe hustling out of that box, staying out of the double play.
We can see it from up here. It's very lush and thick, the infield grass here. Here's Hunter, and the Twins are looking for a 2-out hit from Torrey to get something out of this 6th inning rally. Swing and a miss on the fastball.
Torrey again on a 10-game hitting streak. Good spot to keep it going.
Inside, just missed. Hunter hit 2 grounders to short in his final 2 at bats last night, and he thought he hit both of them pretty good, but they ended up being routine grounders. Alexi Ogando just starting to get loose down in the Red Sox bullpen. 1-1 to Hunter. On the ground, this time Bogarts from the dirt makes the play. The Twins get an infield hit and a walk. Rodriguez pitches out of a jam. It's still 5-1. Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places. By Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, for the everyday competitor in all of us. And by McDonald's, have bowl for breakfast with the new chorizo burrito from McDonald's. 5-1 Red Sox. Ryan Presley starts his first full inning of work. He got the last 2 outs of the 5th. And we'll see if he can get Dustin Pedroia out. Phil Hughes struggled with Pedroia again. Kept him in the ballpark, but Pedroia with 3 meaningful singles. Leadoff single in the first and a run scored. Leadoff single in the third, a run scored. And a 2-out RBI single in the 4th. 1-1. Presley's got a few teammates in the other dugout, former minor league teammates. Escobar with a nice pickup, and he throws to Plouffe, one away. We've seen Trevor make that play so many times this year, going to his left, and Escobar makes it, throwing to Plouffe, one away. We'll bring up Betts. Betts 0 for 2 with a walk. Things were set up awfully well for Betts this year. By all accounts, he's a remarkable young man and a great prospect. But the Red Sox enveloped Betts with a lot of veterans. And through this year will allow him, they hope, to just develop and go about his pace, go through some tough weeks and fight his way through it. But you've got Pedroia, Ortiz, Ramirez, Napoli, guys like that, who Sandoval, when he's in the lineup, who should be able to take an awful lot of pressure off this still inexperienced prospect.
They have the same thing with Bogarts at short, only 22 years old. So
right.
There's a couple youngsters that are getting a chance to play with, some guys that have been around the game a long time. That's why I think Johnny Farrell called a lot of those veterans in to say, hey, we got all these young kids, and if you're not into the game every game, these kids are going to watch. They're going to, you want the veterans to take charge.
And you do that with how you play in the field. And 2-1 and now a called strike. We saw at Target Field last week. Some of the veterans weren't running out balls hard to first base, and I don't know whether that was part of the message, because oddly enough, John Farrell didn't invite me to the meeting. But
you're a veteran.
But you notice those things, and if you can notice them up here, then they're noticed in the dugout too. And I thought it was interesting that Farrell had it was just the veterans, the guys who, if this thing can get turned around here in Boston, it's going to be Pedroia and Ortiz, guys like that. Fouled back. Spent a little time reminiscing with Chili Davis before the game today, and just how the Red Sox have Mookie Betts lined up here, similar to how the Twins did in '91 with Chuck Knobloch. Really wasn't much pressure on Knobloch beyond what he would have to face as a big leaguer for the first time, because the Twins surrounded him with veterans throughout the lineup.
Yeah, Betts had some little bit of exposure last year. He got called up on June 29th. Hit well.
MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices, real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Down and away to David Ortiz. Ortiz with a pair of doubles, an RBI double in the first. And now 1-1. Only team in the division that won, the Cleveland Indians, last night. And the Indians, a team to watch. They beat the Royals last night 2-1. They got Corey Kluber pitching tonight. And the Indians really struggled, and the Twins took advantage of their struggles in a couple of series. But now it looks like the Indians have figured some things out.
Well, Kipnis is red hot.
51 hits in May. That's a lot of hits. And the Indians, one game below the 500 mark, and the Tigers seem to be fading toward the 500 mark. And in the next week or so, be interesting to see how things change within the division. Twins still hoping for a good day here today that'll keep them in first place. Swing and a miss, 2-2.
A couple good breaking balls to Ortiz just underneath that big, powerful swing he has.
On the ground. And Escobar cuts in front of Dozier. It's a 1-2-3-6 for Presley. You're watching the Twins and Red Sox, brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import.
Second time when Ramirez got an RBI single, then Pedroia himself driving in a run in the fourth inning. For the Twins, Brian Dozier with his 10th home run of the year, a solo home run. But Eduardo Rodriguez, 6 very good innings, only a couple walks, 7 strikeouts.
2 hits allowed. The Dozier home run, the infield hit by Santana. He delivers ball 1 to Kurt Suzuki. Then Escobar, then Nunez here in the Twins' 7th. Half swing. Did he go? Yep. Ben May said he went. One and one from Rodriguez. On the right field line. Castillo staring up into the sun, makes the catch, 1-1. And as Escobar comes to the plate, Carsoup.com trivia question. I'll go Babe Ruth.
Jim Lombard.
It was Clemens in 15 with 15 strikeouts in his rookie season of '84. Clemens, as I recall, made his major league debut against the Twins at the Metrodome. 1 strike. Escobar struck out twice, once swinging, once looking. 1-1. Rodriguez making it easy for the Red Sox to at least consider staying with a 6-man rotation, because he doesn't look like he wants to go anyplace. Wants to have Pawtucket in his rearview mirror. 1-2. There's the train, Carl Willis, taking over here. He's had 3 weeks on the job now as a Red Sox pitching coach.
Juan Nieves was the pitching coach and then replaced by Carl Willis.
He was on the very short list for the Twins job in the offseason. It was Neil Allen or Carl Willis. The ball hit to right center field. And Castillo eventually took charge, made the catch, 2 down. And they'll bring up Nunez. The good news is the Twins have scored a run today, but it's just the 1 run. See if Nunez can start a 2-out rally. One strike. Twins starting the day with a bench of Mauer, Herman, and Rosario, 3 left-handed batters. Now Nunez to left, and Hanley Ramirez makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 inning for Eduardo Rodriguez. Chrysler 200, America's import. Jamie Hirsch, Bert Blylev, and Dick Bramer from now sunny Fenway Park. We are playing today because it was not sunny here on Monday night. It was cold, it was rainy, it was unplayable, and they made the call to postpone it early in the afternoon, something they've done quite frequently, at least in the years I've traveled here.
And this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Any accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins, LLC.
Michael Tonkin called up for this split doubleheader, getting a chance to pitch. Sent down just a few days ago, pitched for Rochester when they played. They haven't played since Saturday because of weather.
Yeah, Tonkin basically here when Casey Fiend was on a disabled list back on April 30th, and then when Casey was activated, Michael got sent back down.
And has to be down in Rochester for 10 days unless there was an injury situation, or in the event something like this happens where he can be added to the roster and brought back up within the 10-day period. Ramirez taps out, 1 down. And that'll bring up Napoli. Napoli 0 for 3. Twins announced today that Tommy Milone will start the series finale tomorrow, and they'll have to make a corresponding roster move before activating Milone. And we know this, Tonkin will be sent back, so that'll bring the roster down to 13 pitchers, and then another pitcher would be sent down. I suppose there's an outside chance someone could be disabled, but the hope is Ricky Nolasco will have a bullpen session tomorrow before the game, and then that determination will be made. It could be that if Nolasco's foot and ankle aren't 100%, that would be the move that would allow Milone to take over a spot on the 25-man roster.
I know Ricky Nolasco has said he does not want to go on a disabled list, so he'll do the best he can.
High and deep to left. Gone. Napoli makes it 6-1.
Well, Napoli with his 9th home run of the year. The average down, but he does create power for the Red Sox night after night. A sinking fastball right into that uppercut swing.
How many times have we seen Suzuki have to move his glove about a foot and a half to try to catch a pitch here today? It happened with Hughes on the mound, and that time the target down and away, pitch up and in, and there it goes.
Tonkin giving up his 3rd home run in relief, making his 12th relief appearance.
And now 2-0. When he was sent down, he got a public pat on the back from Paul Molitor, who said, you know, in the time he was up here, he got some awfully big outs in some key spots. And so there is still very high hopes for Michael Tonkin. But he was the odd man out this time around. And now a walk after the home run, and Holt will go to first. Coming up on Saturday, it's a DQ sensational Saturday. The Twins taking on the Brewers, and the first 10,000 fans 18 and over will receive a Torrey Hunter jersey courtesy of CenturyLink. Go to twinsbaseball.com/tickets to get your tickets today. Here's Xander Bogaerts, 3 singles. Boston shortstop, and he takes strike 1. Twins taking on the Brewers, and the Brewers really struggling. They have the worst record in the major leagues, 18-35.
Yeah, they have a new manager in Craig Counsell. Ron Renicky let go.
One strike to Bogaerts. Chopper to short. Santana to Dozier, and just the one. Dozier, as you pointed out, Pedroia did last night, using the second base bag as a buffer between the sliding runner.
Well, on that play right there, you know you're not going to get 2, so you become almost like a first baseman. Get behind the bag and get the force out at second. Bogaerts pretty quick out of that batter's box, and the ball hit, to deep short. So you get out of the way.
Now Sandy Leon 0 for 2 with a sacrifice. Outside, ball one. Twins will face Rick Porcello tonight. Trevor May will pitch for the Twins. There goes the runner. Bogart's got a great jump.
Yes, he did.
No chance for Suzuki to throw a runner out. Santana knocks the throw down.
Yeah, Bogart stealing his 4th base. 3rd stolen base in the ball game for the Red Sox. They had that double steal in the 5th off of Phil Hughes.
It looked like, not that he had a chance anyway. It looked like Suzuki threw a pretty good slider to second base there. There's some hook to it. 1-1 to Leon. And now a called strike. To center field, and Hicks ranges over and in. That ends the inning. A Napoli home run, padding the lead to 6-1. Late because they haven't struck at all against the Red Sox. Just one run in the series so far, and Aaron Hicks will lead things off for the Twins in the 8th. Alexi Ogando out of the Boston bullpen.
Yeah, Ogando doing a very good job out of that bullpen, making his 21st relief appearance, 19 2/3 innings, 16 strikeouts, only 5 walks. Hard throwing right-hander.
And Hicks takes inside, ball one. Hicks 0 for 2, strikeout and a fly ball.
Boy, another good outing, only his 2nd major league start, but Eduardo Rodriguez, 7 very good innings, only allowed the Twins 2 hits. Only damaged the home run by Dozier.
Over the inside corner, 1-1.
Ogando, 31 years old, in his first season with Boston. 5 seasons with the Rangers. Came up in 2010.
Foul back. 1-2. Hicks, Santana, and Dozier. Twins running out of outs here this afternoon. Up and away.
Remember with the Rangers, Orgando, I mean, he came up with the Rangers basically in the bullpen. Then they tried starting him. He got some save opportunities. He's done about everything. But I think this is the best role for this right-hander that originally signed as an outfielder out of the Dominican Republic by the Oakland A's.
Just out of the reach of Pedroia, and Hicks gets a base hit. Well, lead-off single. Coming up Thursday, June 18th, an American tradition comes to Fox and Fox Sports 1. For the first time, as the greatest golfers in the world converge on the Pacific Northwest for a chance to stamp their names in the history books. Exclusive coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship, live from Chambers Bay Golf Course, begins June 18th on Fox Sports 1, Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. You've played golf all over the country. Have you ever played Chambers Bay in the Seattle area?
No, I have not. It looks like a beautiful course. I could lose a lot of golf balls on that course.
Never plunked one into Puget Sound?
No, I've hit one into the ocean, though, when we played in Half Moon Bay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On my second drive. My first one I topped.
And the Flying Lady that you hit into the ocean, the pink golf ball,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you continue to hit those.
Because I have so many of them.
Tim Stauffer. Did you ever use the orange golf balls?
Yes, I have.
Now they're starting to come back. Mm-hmm. You're seeing more and more of those.
Yeah, they're easy to find.
Optic orange, they call it. Santana reaches on a fielder's choice.
When you hit them in the woods, they're easy to find in the white ones.
See, I just want you to be careful when you hit them in the woods in Florida, because alligators and snakes and all that in Florida. I just let them go.
Oh, not me. I go in after them. You know what golf balls cost?
Here's Dozier. What's your brand? I played golf with you. I think I know.
Titleist.
Yeah. Down and away a ball.
But OPs, other people's. When you go into the woods, you find OPs.
I like the Titleist Pro V1, and I got a lot of them because, when we're looking for my golf balls, somebody says, "What are you hitting?" And I go,
"Yeah, what is it?"
Pro V1, and if it is, then I get one. Right? It's better than what I hit in there.
Now, I usually say, "What are you hitting? What is it?"
I'll play it from there.
It's a noodle. Okay, that's what I was hitting.
Mm-hmm. My right leg up to my knees in muck and my left foot on a rock. I'll play it. Strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Uganda with a good fastball, hard slider, split finger is what he uses for a changeup.
And a called strike again on that breaking ball. Dozier's home run, the only run the Twins have scored in this series.
Take a look at this pitch right there.
Yeah.
It's a high pitch, but called a strike.
And Mike Winters did not call that a strike, thankfully. Three and two. Dozier to left. He's reached the last three times. Ramirez overruns the ball, and Santana will dig for third, and he will reach. So an error charged to Ramirez, allowing Santana to take the extra base. Dozier has two of the four Twins hits.
Yeah, good heads up base running by Santana. Don't take it for granted that the outfielders going to field it cleanly, because Ramirez did not, and Santana hustling into third base.
Bauer will hit for Shane Robinson.
Dozier just hitting that low fastball into left field. And Santana, he sees it's a base hit, and then that little short hop right there underneath the glove of Ramirez. So Ramirez charged with an error, his third of the year out in left field.
And a chance for the Twins to cut into the Boston lead. It's a 6-1 ball game. Couple of men on, one out. Mauer at the plate. Robinson had gone 0 for 2 with a walk. Strike one. Joe expects to be back at first base in the nightcap. Twins have played 50 games. Mauer's made an appearance in 49 of them, only one full day off. Down and in, 1-1. He used to really have a lot of success here at Fenway Park. His swing tailor-made for this ballpark. But even he has struggled over the last 2 years here at Fenway. 1-2. Right to the first baseman, Napoli. A tag at second. And a double play. Napoli catching a smash off the bat of Mauer and then throwing to second. Dozier has the tag applied there.
Yeah, but you can see Santana not hustling in the home. That tag, Santana may have scored, but he did not run.
Dominating this game against Phil Hughes again, this time with singles. Twins defensively have Mauer at first, Plouffe back over at third, and Escobar back out in left field with Robinson out of the game. And on the mound, right-hander Tim Stauffer.
Yeah, Stauffer making his 11th relief appearance. He last worked on Sunday, 2 2/3 innings against the Toronto Blue Jays. Gave up a couple runs. Twins ended up winning that ball game 6-5. He did give up a solo home run to Josh Donaldson.
The first pitch clocked at 91 miles per hour for a fastball, then a breaking ball, and we'll see over the course of this inning whether Stauffer can hit 91 miles per hour again, because that's been one of the issues. There's a fastball at 90 with some sink on it. And the Twins would love for Stauffer to pitch where he has velocity-wise in his career. It just hasn't come together for him.
Yeah, not yet. 21 hits allowed in 12 1/3 innings.
Breaking ball and a 4-pitch strikeout of Castillo.
Stauffer picking up a strikeout, just his third strikeout.
Pedroia against Hughes today.
I mean, look at that little cutter right there. Just lined it into right field. Everything, watch your location. Everything up in the zone. And Pedroia 3 hits in a ball game with a run batted in. He has scored a couple runs.
91 and off the plate. Fox Tracks presented by Carrier. I haven't noticed that the gun here in a game, nearly 2 games, seems hot at all. Swing and a miss at 90. Stauffer, who's been pitching at 87, 88, really from spring training on, now picking up a little velocity, it appears, here in Boston. Change up, hit down the line. And Pedroia is going to try for 2. Santana double clutches, and they still got him. That's the play you talked about the other day. A ball hit right over the third base bag and hitting the diagonal wall and bouncing out toward deep short.
You know, in last night's ball game, it was Trevor Plouffe that kind of called Santana over in case of something like this happens. Hits that short wall, and it's Santana, the shortstop, that picks it up and one-hops Dozier to get Pedroia, who picked up his 4th hit but tagged out there at second base.
And you can see why that reaction is so important, because the left fielder would track the ball toward the corner in the event it doesn't hit that wall, and so the shortstop has some additional coverage area in short left field. 2-0. Another 90-mile-per-hour fastball for Stauffer.
Not a lot of movement, though. Pretty straight fastball.
But locating a 90, 91-mile-per-hour fastball is a lot better than trying to locate 88, 87.
Stauffer also with a big curveball. A little cutter right there, slider. Cut fastball. Used to always be just a slider. Now it's a cutter. Slider sometimes breaks a little bit bigger than a cut fastball that, say, Phil Hughes has.
Popped up into the seats.
Casey Fiend came up with a cutter that's really helped his career.
A lot of debris flying around here. I don't know if it's cottonwood trees or whatever it is that's shedding the snowflake-like
See, I always
debris.
thought they were aliens as a kid. I saw these little things and they look like they're somebody's in there, just a small person.
You had a warped childhood. Good inning for Stauffer, encouraging on a lot of fronts. And a 1-2-3-8. Twins with a lot of work to do here in the ninth inning. Trevor Plouffe takes strike one. Plouffe 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Hunter and Suzuki will follow. Check swing. No.
You know, Dick, I want to go back to last inning when Joe Mauer was up and he hit that ground ball to Napoli at first base with Santana at third. And I'm going to show you maybe the only angle we had is maybe high home camera. But Santana's got to hustle out of that because it's not a double play of a force out at second.
Leone throws to first, retiring Plouffe on the way.
Swinging bunt right there. Leone bouncing out behind home plate and getting the out. But take a look right here. Joe Mauer hits this ball sharply. Watch Santana. You can hardly see him, but he's not hustling home. If he can get home before the tag is applied at second base, the run scores.
Right.
I'm sure one of the coaches will tell Santana that.
One down, Torrey Hunter, the hitter. Talking with Paul Molitor today. With every game, he has a few things. It might be just 2 or 3. It might be 6 or 7 things that he looks at on video after the game to try to see if there might be a teaching moment there. And he revealed that to me today in the context of the double hit off the center field fence. He wanted to look at that and see whether Hicks maybe could have gone back and made a catch on the double. Off the bat of Bogarts.
Well, you remember the manager, Dick Williams. Dick Williams was great at taking notes. You know, back then they didn't have, in the 70s, they didn't have the instant replays like they have today. He would take notes and then after the ball game go up to a player and he would have during the ball game that might make this player a little bit better.
Hunter with a check swing. 2-2.
Just little tidbits, you know, here or there that, hey, you know, you got to hustle on this because maybe Santana hasn't been in that situation before. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't.
3-2.
Ogando in his second inning of relief.
Suzuki on deck. And Hunter takes a walk. And then Suzuki now will hit. And then tonight at 6 o'clock Central, pregame at 5:30, or CenturyLink What's Next. Trevor May looking for win number 4, and the Twins will get their second look at Rick Porcello. It was Porcello against Hughes last week at Target Field. Here's Suzuki. On the outside corner. Foul back.
Suzuki going in through one of those stretches. He's just missing his pitches. He had a good swing right there, hitting at 225 right now. Last year, 131 ball games, hit 288 for the Twins. Career 260 hitter.
Popped up, right side, Pedroia shielding his eyes and making the catch 2 away. And we'll bring up Escobar. Red Sox hoping to get to within 5 games of the 500 mark. The Twins very much in danger of losing the first 2 games here in Boston, and in danger of losing back-to-back games for the first time in more than 3 weeks. That's how good this run has been for the Twins. We'll go back to a road trip in May of the 10th and 12th with an off day on the 11th. The last time the Twins lost back-to-back games
Yeah, one in Cleveland and the first one in Detroit.
Yeah, that's a long time to not lose back-to-back ball games. Hunter goes, and the pitch lifted to left, and that'll carry Ramirez back to the wall, but it's gone. Escobar goes to the opposite field to hit a 2-run home run. And the Twins aren't done yet. It's 6-3.
Eduardo Escobar with his 3rd home run of the year. All 3 coming as a right-handed hitter. Excuse me, this one is first as a left-handed hitter, taking the pitch the other way. So a 2-run home run by Eduardo Escobar.
And now Nunez. Over for strike 1. I would think, given the difficulty the Twins have had here scoring runs, you talk about it from time to time, scoring late in a loss, you build a little momentum, and whether fans buy into that or not, I think in this case there hopefully will be more runs to come yet here in this 9th inning. But boy, the Twins needed something to shake some things loose here. Foul back. The Twins last year played a 3-game series here and scored 2 runs and lost all 3.
I think that's always been the Twins' way. Every club, you don't want to give up until that final 27th out. And Escobar with 2 outs hit the 2-run home run.
And now 1-2 to Nunez. Chopped to short. Bogarts waits for a high second hop.
He's going to have to hurry.
And Nunez just barely clipped at first base. Nice stretch by Napoli, and the Red Sox have won back-to-back games here against the Twins in less than 24 hours. Tom Hanneman, it's been a nice run for the Twins in terms of responding after a loss. But here in Boston, they've lost back-to-back games for the first time in more than 3 weeks.